Hello and welcome. My name is Danielle, and as always, I'm so glad to see you here. So, we tend to spend a lot of time in yoga in forward folds, which opens, lengthens our back line as a result. We don't spend proportionally as much time strengthening our back line. So, that's going to be the focus today. Still the same poses we normally do, nothing too fancy, but a little bit more awareness and activation in feeling our back line as we're moving and supporting us. So, I have two blocks handy. I'm nursing the injury in my ankle. I sprained my ankle a couple of days ago. So my balance isn't that great. So I have blocks ready to help me, but they're always optional, never required. So grab them if you would like them, and we will get started on our backs. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into it. If you want a little core work to help get you there, extending your hands out in front of you, palms are together, maybe pinkies spiraling up a bit, and slowly as we can we roll down vertebrae by vertebrae as we come down to the earth. So let's take a moment here just to bring our awareness, our focus inwards. So sorting out your spine, your shoulders, your hips. You can start with the legs long in Savasana if that's helpful. I need a little bit more love on my low spine today, so I'm going to take my feet mat's width and let my knees fall in. And your hands can be on either side to receive. Maybe one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart to really help focus and feel the breath. And we'll just spend a few moments here on the beginning, just focusing on that transition. We're here, we've made it. The hard work is done. We have showed up on our mats. So now for the next 30 minutes or so, your only job is to breathe. All right, so we will bring that awareness front and center as we move throughout and seal that focus in with one big breath together. So inhale fully, exhale fully, and then we shall begin. So getting started today in a waterfall pose. So sorting out your hips, taking your legs in front of you and just lifting them up. Maybe taking a moment, we really want to feel our full spine on the floor. So maybe sorting out your shoulders. Can we roll the shoulder blades down and back? Maybe shifting your hips a bit. Can you feel that low spine pressing in? And maybe your hands are palms down to kind of support you. And just take a few moments here to just feel gravity pulling you down, really rooting your hips into the earth. And maybe we stay here, or maybe we add some foot circles, some ankle circles, circling one way and then circling the other. Just starting to wake up our joints and just noticing what's feeling good today. All right, and then coming back to stillness, a little core work to begin. So first, really, can we feel our core engage, feel our full spine pressing in? We want to get rid of that little dip in our lumbar spine. And as we hold that, we'll start to do some leg dips. So right leg first, can we flex the foot as we drop it down and only go as low as you can to keep that full spine on the floor. And then inhale, come back up. And then exhale, dipping the left leg down. And then inhale, back up. So moving with your breath, inhales lowers, exhales lift. Maybe closing the eyes to really feel that full movement. And can we move with strength, not momentum? Feeling the rising and the lowering of the legs. Do one more side each. So last time we get to the left, we lower. Come back up and pause. Now you can keep with that if that's enough engagement, or we can add in the arms. So taking your arms together, maybe we're interlocking them together, releasing the index fingers to really point at that line of energy shooting out through our arms. And then as we start to lower the right leg, we lift up and shoot left. Inhale back up, and then exhale, we go right. Inhale through center, exhale left. Inhale through center, exhale, go right. So move a couple of rounds with your breath now. And again, moving as slow as we need to. to really keep that awareness in the core and keep our full spine pressing down. All right, one more side. Inhale back through center, and then exhale, drop the legs. Maybe pausing for a breath to just notice sensation. Can we feel our core, that heat that we have been cultivating? And then starting to shift forward. So maybe taking a moment, taking your hands behind the thighs, and let's rock forward and back, really kind of giving the spine a nice little massage. And then as we feel ready, making our way to tabletop. So bringing our wrists under our shoulders, knees under hips, toes can be tucked or untucked. I'm going to tuck them today just to help my ankle. Now, setting up with a nice neutral spine, can we take our shoulder blades back, extend tall through the crown of the head, navel is reaching into spine, and then on our inhale, drop the belly, pull the heart through for cow, and on exhale, pressing the earth away for cat. Inhale, dropping the belly, lifting the heart, and then exhale, tucking the chin, rounding through the shoulders. So a couple of rounds, moving with your breath. And again, maybe closing the eyes, helping you to tune in to those little movements. And again, this is a spinal awareness class. So can we really feel the stretch along the full spine? And maybe noticing, where is it tight? Where is it stiff? And then maybe starting to add some more organic movement. So maybe adding some hip circles in. Maybe adding some shoulder circles in. Just feeling it out, what feels good today. And then changing directions, trying to find balance, symmetry in everything that we're doing. All right, and then as we're ready, coming back through center. On our next inhale, root down through the left arm, pulling the right arm up, stretching north to south. And on that exhale, we're taking that right hand behind the left wrist, back of the hand is pressing down and sliding all the way through until our shoulder reaches down, our right temple reaches down, coming into our thread the needle. So we're trying to feel a stretch along the right side. So maybe make some micro adjustments. How can we feel that sensation? Maybe we're pressing into the earth with the left hand to really open the shoulders to the left side. Maybe we're pressing that right palm in to really feel activation in the right shoulder. Maybe we can sink the hips back a little bit. Can we make a micro adjustments in the hip, get them level, and breathing space. And release. On next inhale, right arm unwinds, stretches north to south. And on the exhale, right hand roots down. Other side. So rooting down through the right hand. On that inhale, left hand reaches up. And exhale, starting to go into our twist. So coming down, feeling it out. And we might be different side to side. It might feel a little different. That's okay. But finding whatever we need to feel that sensation now along the left side of the spine. So pressing into the earth with the right arm, pressing the left back of the hand in. Maybe we walk our hand to our hips or maybe our left hip crease to really peel the shoulder open a little bit more. And breathing softly and slowly and fully. And then we release. Right hand grounds back down on our inhale. Unwrap, unwind, stretching north to south. And then exhale, right hand reaches down. So maybe we can walk our hands forward, a handprint, tucking our toes, and start to lift our hips into our first downward facing dog. So it's the first one of the class, maybe of the day. So do what we need to for a few moments. So maybe bending into one knee and the other, walking our dog a bit. Maybe bending into both knees, really pushing the chest back. But as we settle into it, as we adjust to the shape with our head now below the heart, start to find a little bit of stillness and calmness and really feel length and strength along our back line. So we're pushing the earth away, pressing into the knuckles, into the fingers, maybe trying to get our shoulders, our forearms in line with our ears, pressing our chest back towards our thighs, giving a nice generous bend in the knees as much as we need to get full length along the spine. And then these last few moments, maybe drawing the heels down, straightening the legs just a little bit. knees, look to the top, and as slowly as we can, pressing the earth away the whole time, we're going to tippy toe forward to the tops of our mats. And coming into our first little ragdoll. So maybe we're grabbing onto opposite elbows and swaying side to side. Maybe you're wrapping your arms behind you and giving a nice big bear hug. Or just finding whatever movement, whatever grip is calling to you. As we start to just grow heavy, feeling the vertebrae grounding down, growing longer, more space between them. Maybe a gentle tuck of the chin, bobbing the head side to side, yes, no. And rolling some weight into the balls of our feet to really open the calves, the hamstrings. Breathing into the back of the ribs. All right, then releasing any grip that we have on our inhale, slowly round it up, roll it up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Chin comes up last. Inhale, arms up overhead. And exhale, arms down by your side. Taking a moment here to reconnect with our breath. And then we will start to move. So on our inhale, arms up, interlock grip. Exhale, pull over to the right, sink our hips to the left. We're really breathing along the whole left side of the body and keeping our shoulders square, our hips square. Inhale back through center. And exhale, pulling the upper body to the left, hips over to the right. Squeezing our legs together, squeezing our glutes. Can we sink a little deeper? Inhale, back through center. Exhale, cactus the arms, drawing the shoulder blades down and back. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, we fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step back, top of a push-up. Then inhale, knees, chest, then chin, lower down. Inhale, pull the heart through for a little baby cobra. Exhale, lower. And tuck the toes. Sink your hips back through child's pose. And lift the hips for downward facing dog. So that right there is our gentlest vinyasa. It is always available to you. And we will add on a little intensity from there. But move as your body is telling you to move. So inhale, bend the knees, look to the top, and gently step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, round it up, roll it up, feeling that stretch along the spine. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, arms down by your side. Connecting back to that breath. And we'll do that again. Inhale, arms up, finding your grip. Exhale, hips to the left, arms to the right. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, hips to the right, arms to the left. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, cactus the arms. Feel that strong back. Lift your heart up. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, hinging at the hips, we fold. Inhale, a strong back lifts you up. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step back, top of a push-up. Inhale, shift forward, the knees lower down. Then exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, untuck the toes, lift the heart. Exhale, lower, retuck those toes. Push yourself up through tabletop. And lift the hips, downward facing dog. We're just gradually warming up the body here, getting it ready for some bigger, more strenuous movements, but constantly coming back to our breath. All right, we'll do one more round. Bend the knees, look to the top, hop, step, or jump. Inhale, hands slide up the shins. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, that strong back is lifting you up, arms up overhead, arms down by your side. One more time. Inhale, arms up, interlock grip. Exhale, sinking to the right. Inhale, up through center. Exhale, sinking to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, cactus the arms as if we were moving through water. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, halfway lifts. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, step back, top of a push-up. Knees raised or lowered. Inhale, we shift forward. Exhale, lower to chaturanga. Inhale, moving into upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, lift those hips, downward facing dog. Slowing that heart rate down just for a moment. All right, and then we shall start to move. So on our next inhale, lift that left leg. And on the exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift that leg. Exhale, knee to nose, really rounding through this vertebrae. Inhale, lift that leg. And then exhale, knee to nose, can we round through the shoulders and step that foot through. So setting up for our runner's lunge here, we're keeping onto the ball of that back leg. Really feeling our strong back, sort out our hips. Can we drive that left hip back? And then on our inhale, we stay here, maybe using some blocks to give us a little bit more space. Or staying with that, or on our inhale, can we drive the palms back, reaching back to the back line, doing a little bit of an airplane wings here. And then exhale, grounding back in. Let's do that again. Inhale, lifting through the back, driving through the palms back. Can we feel those triceps engage? And exhale, lower down. One more time. On our inhale, lifting with the heart, stronger in the back line. Palms are reaching behind us. And then exhale, lower down. Drop that knee. Maybe sink the hips forward a minute here in a low lunge, lizard lunge. Bringing some awareness into our front of our hip. Can we open it a little bit more? Sinking the hips down, driving that right hip back. And again, a great place for some blocks, just to give you more space to sink deeper. Maybe we stay here. Or maybe we start to sink the hips back, drive down through the left heel to sink those hips back for a little half splits. We are flexing the foot, driving that heel down, staying active in the back of that left leg. And maybe we stay here, maybe we move our blocks behind us, or maybe we practice taking flight again. So on our inhale, driving up, and then exhale, lowering, maybe folding in. Inhale, leading with the heart, lifting with the back. Exhale, lowering in. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Can we find more space along the spine? That gives us the space to then hold, hinge deeper. Maybe tuck the chin and breathe. All right, on your next inhale, rebend that left leg, walk the hands forward. Ground down through the right hand underneath the shoulder. Inhale, opening up for a little twist. So can we reach that left arm up, finding activation along that left arm, left side of the body? Maybe we stay here. Maybe we reach over, changing the stretch. Or maybe we take that arm at a diagonal and reach back. Inhale is reaching forward. Exhale is reaching back. One more time. Inhale forward. Exhale back, pause. Maybe grab the foot if you want to. I can't today, but do what's calling to you. And as you're ready, on your inhale, hands come forward, reframe that front foot. Pick up the back knee, left foot steps back, and flow your way to downward facing dog. Reconnecting with your breath, and then just noticing how we feel side to side, and preparing yourselves to balance it out. All right, on your next inhale, right leg lifts, and on that exhale, drawing it in through center, knee to nose, can we round through the spine? Inhale, we straighten. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, round in. One more time, can we point that foot and then gently step it through? All right, staying up on the ball of that left foot. Can we resort out our hips? We've got our crescent roots, knee directly over our heel, right hip sinking back, maybe staying here, maybe using the blocks to just work on strength in the hips and the legs, or on our inhale, taking flight, driving those palms back, drawing the palms in, and exhale, lowering down. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, lower. One more time, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And then drop that back knee. Feeling it out in our low lunge. Can we sink the hips down, lifting up through the spine, maybe drawing the shoulder blades down and back. Every inhale, can we sit up a little taller? And every exhale, sink those hips a little deeper. We're welcome to stay here, feeling the stretch in those left hip flexors, or if we're ready for more, driving down through that right heel to sink those hips back for our half splits. So that foot is flexed, it is active, pressing into the earth, driving the right hip back. Maybe take a moment to feel it along the full back of that right leg. And staying here, or same as the other side. On our inhale, we take a little flight, a little balance challenge. And then exhale, folding in. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, folding in. One more round. Inhale, we lengthen. Can we activate everything, feel a little stronger? And exhale, fold, hinging at the hips. Surrender in, maybe tucking the chin. And we breathe. All right, on our next inhale, rebend that front foot, ground down in that left leg, picking up that right knee or not. On our inhale, right arm reaches up, coming into a little twist. So maybe we're just reaching up, finding activation along the whole right side of our body, feeling stronger in what we have lifted. Maybe we're reaching up overhead, going into a little bit of a deeper twist in the shoulders. Or maybe we move. On our inhale, reaching back. Exhale, lifting up. Inhale, reaching open. Exhale, reaching high. One more time. Inhale, stretching back. Maybe grabbing that foot. And noticing what it feels like on this side. Then as we're ready, bringing that right hand in front to frame the right foot. Pick up that back knee, right foot steps back, and flow your way to downward dog. Coming back to our breath when we've reached it. A moment and pause. Slowing that heart rate back down and knowing that child's pose, that rest is always an option. All right, on your next inhale, bend the knees, look forward, hop, step, or jump. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, round it up, roll it up, arms up overhead. Exhale, arms down by your side. Connecting back to our breath. All right, on your next inhale, reach up. Exhale, sit down, sit low, coming into our chair pose. So our arms can be reaching up, pinky spiraling in. Maybe our arms are coming to heart center, pressing into each other, feeling activation in the chest. Can we sink those hips a little bit lower, sit up a little bit higher? And exhale, fold in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, left foot steps back, and making our way into our crescent roots. And on our inhale, we lift up into high lunge. Can we feel those airplane wings for a moment? Really feeling that strong back line. And then inhale, coming up properly, fully into our crescent high lunge. So maybe we're staying here, just drawing the shoulder blades down and back, really feeling that strong back line lifting us up. Or maybe we start to cactus, the arms lift the heart. Inhale, we lift up. Exhale, we cactus. Maybe we add in the knees. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, lift. One more time, cactus. Inhale, up. Hands coming into heart center, getting lighter on that back leg, starting to bend into that front leg a little bit more. And then as you're ready, we're gonna lift off into warrior three. So flexing that back foot, trying to keep our hips square. Maybe our hands are staying at heart center. Maybe we're using these blocks to really help us feel our back. We really want to feel that activation on our back line today. So if those blocks help you to really feel the shoulders engage, feel the spine strengthen and lengthen, can we hold it for one more breath? Really lift that leg higher. And then gently starting to rebend that right foot, setting up for pyramid pose. So a little bit shorter of a stance here. Left foot is at a 45, right leg is straight, hips are square. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, we hinge. It's another great place for blocks if they're on either side of the foot. We want to find length in the spine, no rounding, so not trying to round or spin. Can we imagine cow's breath in the spine? Shoulders are reaching down, and then hinging deeper, really feeling that stretch along the full back line of the body. Maybe we stay here if you just want to feel that stretch, or maybe we take flight again, trying to do those airplane wings. Reach those hands behind you, stretching back through the palms. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, lengthen, draw the shoulder blades in. Exhale, fold. One more time, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. I feel that on the outside of my right leg. Hopefully you do too. So let's give it a break. All right, in your inhale, lifting that right leg, maybe stretching it up, shaking it out. And then as you're ready, flowing to downward facing dog. Slowing down for a moment, connecting back to our breath. And as you're ready, bend the knees, look to the top, hop, step, or jump. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, round it up, roll it up, arms up overhead. Exhale, arms down by your side. Connecting back to that breath and preparing to balance it out. All right, inhale, arms up. Exhale, sit down, sit low into our chair pose. Same options this side. Maybe your hands are lifted. Maybe they're at heart center. Shaking whatever form is calling to you. Maybe wiggling the toes a bit where the weight is in our heels. Can we sit down a little bit lower? Sit a little bit higher. And exhale, fold in. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Pulling up the hands, right foot steps back, crescent roots. Pausing for a moment, and then on our inhale, airplane wings, draw those palms back and in. Shoulder blades are active, drawn in through center. Shooting the crown of the head is stretching, reaching forward. And then inhale, coming up to high crest. So same options here. We want to reach up with the arms. Pinkies are spiraling in. Really feel those arms engage. Draw the shoulder blades down. Maybe we stay with this. Or maybe on our exhale, we cactus the arms, lift the heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, we cactus, maybe bending the knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, lengthen. One more time. We cactus the arms, dip that knee. Inhale, arms up. And then starting to get lighter on the back leg, activating that front one. As we're ready, launching off into Warrior 3. And again, we're flexing that back foot, keeping the hips square. Maybe we're using the blocks. The blocks are our friends, especially for me today. But we want to feel this in our back line. So can we really draw the shoulder blades back, reaching the crown of the head forward, breathing into the full back line. Can we soften and feeling stronger in what we have lifted? And then gently starting to bend the knee, drop that back leg. Sitting up for pyramid pose. Right leg's at a 45, left foot is straight. Inhale, lengthen, and start to hinge forward, leading with the heart to find that length. Maybe we're on blocks framing the foot. Maybe your hands are all the way down. But we want to feel this in our back line. So can we make those micro adjustments to really feel sensation along the spine? And maybe we're staying here. Or maybe we find those airplane wings one more time. Inhale, palms reach back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, strength. Exhale, fold. And then maybe that gives us a little bit more space to hinge. Can we soften in? Really give us the space to feel that stretch. And then as we're ready, move those blocks out of the way. And then make your way back to downward facing dog. Stretching if we need to, and flowing if not. Connecting back in with your breath. And then as you're ready, on your next inhale, shift forward, knees raised or lowered. We really want to round through the shoulders, feel that spine, maybe tucking your hips a little bit, bringing your hips to your ribs kind of sensation. Feel strong in that back line. And then slowly lowering down all the way to the floor. So moving those blocks out of the way, setting up for our spinal strengthening for poses. So cobra first. So fingers underneath your shoulders, drawing your shoulders in like little cricket legs, rolling the shoulder blades back. The crown of the head is reaching forward. Legs are squeezing together. Can we press the tops of the feet in? And then on our inhale, the breath draws you up. Feeling lighter in the hands. We're really using our spinal strength to reach up higher. And exhale, fold in. Again, inhale, we lift. Maybe a little bit higher. Maybe we hover the hands. Exhale, we lower in. One more time. Inhale, we're rolling us up. Can we hover the hands? Exhale, lower. Palms by your side. Setting up for locust pose next. So your hands can be at the sides like airplanes, maybe a little at an angle at 45. Either option. We could take them like this, or maybe even interlock if you want to work on your shoulder strength. I'm going to keep them at a 45. On your next inhale, we're lifting up. Everything lifts. Feet are lifted and squeezing in. Arms are lifted and squeezing in. Maybe we're lifting the gaze. Can we lift a little bit higher? And release. All right, taking your hands, maybe making a little shelf to rest our forehead on. And then some slow, deep breaths along our back line. And maybe just noticing how they're feeling after they have been activated. And then gently starting to push ourselves up, setting us up for camel pose. So we want our knees over our hips. Toes can be tucked or untucked. I want to tuck them today. Brings the earth a little bit closer. Hands are coming to your hips, back of the hips as if they were trying to slide in the jeans pockets, and elbows coming in line. So we really want to feel space along the front of the chest. Then on our inhale, we lift up, and this is the pose. This might be enough for you. If you want to go further, we're really pushing into the hips to push the hips forward, lifting the gaze. Maybe we're staying here, or maybe we're going so far back that we can reach back for our heels. If we are reaching for our heels, we're really lifting up, staying out of the low spine. Can we breathe here for just one more moment? And then release. So bring your hands back to our hips, gently coming up. Then pausing for a moment, coming to kneeling. And then just breathing for a moment. Camel pose, it's a big heart opener. Can bring up a lot of sensation. So whatever you're feeling, just know that that is okay. That is part of the process. And our job is to calm ourselves, to breathe through it. The more we can calm ourselves, the easier it will be to stay calm in the poses of life. All right, we just did a big back opener. We're going to seal it with a big forward fold. So for rabbit pose. So toes traditionally are untucked, but I can't do that today, so I'm leaving them tucked. Hands are reaching out in front of you. Your palms are together, then dropping them down. Now we're going to lean back, tuck the chin, and then as slowly as we can, using that strong core, vertebrae by vertebrae, we're going to round down until our forehead reaches the floor. And if your forehead does not reach the floor, this is where you stay. And if you are all the way down and want to go further, you can grab onto your feet, the outsides of the feet, and start to lift the hips. Trying to look for a capital letter D from the side one day. Can we tuck the chin really round through the shoulders and lift those hips a little higher? And then really slowly start to lower the hips down. Unwrap, unwind, vertebrae by vertebrae. And then shift your hips to the side. Bring your legs out in front of you. And we'll come onto our backs for one last little bit of spinal strengthening for our bridge, floor, wheel. So we'll do 3 rounds. I'm going to stick with bridge, but if you want to do some wheel at one time, you're welcome to throw it in. So setting up, our heels are close to our hands. Maybe they're hips width, maybe they're a little bit farther out or in, just whatever feels good for your body. Rolling our shoulder blades under, starting off with our bridge pose. Hands are pressing into the earth. On our inhale, we start to lift up vertebrae by vertebrae, coming into bridge. So we're driving down through the heels to lift up. We're squeezing our glutes, trying to lift up higher, pressing our palms in to feel the arms, the top of the shoulders activate. And then exhale, gently lowering down. Maybe those hands are coming in towards center. Maybe they're staying grounded. Just pausing for a moment to notice what comes up. All right, second set, setting up for whatever shape you want to take. Maybe you're going to go for an arm bind this time. So once we lift, I'll bring my hands underneath me to get a little bit deeper. So on your next inhale, everything lifts, lifting up a little bit higher if we can. Maybe walking our shoulder blades a little bit more in, maybe clasping the palms and pressing into the earth to lift up a little bit higher. One more breath. And then release, lowering down. And taking a deep breath, trying to go from 100% effort to 100% relaxation. So breathing through whatever comes up and preparing ourselves for one more set. So setting your feet up, setting your hands up. It's a great chance for wheel if it's in your practice, but it is not in mine today, and that's okay. On your next inhale, everything lifts. Can we find a little bit more activation this set? Maybe imagining sliding your feet away from you to really get some more space to lift up higher, really pressing those full arms, forearms, shoulders, head into the ground to lift up higher. And then exhale, lowering in. Bringing those knees in through center, maybe giving them a moment, rocking side to side. Starting to slow it down now. So as you're ready, maybe taking those hands, we're going to rock along the spine one more time. And then coming up for some separate leg stretching. Right leg goes out, left leg is in. And then on our inhale, arms up. And then exhale, start to fold over that right leg. So we can bend our knee as much as we need to get a long, long spine. And then when you have that length, you can start to straighten the leg further, hinging deeper. But we're pulling on the foot to bring the upper body down. We're kicking into the hand to feel that activation in the back line. So some equal and opposite interaction in this connection, our hands and our feet. And slowing down, maybe tucking the chin a bit at the end. All right, the inhale, walking ourselves back up, taking that left hand, grounding it down on the left hip. On our inhale, maybe we're reaching our hand up, the right hand up, maybe we're lifting. And then exhale, lowering down, maybe touching the right leg, right calf. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, lower the hips down. One more time, inhale, lift, stretch. Can we sink those hips forward? Maybe look over our hands if it feels okay. Then exhale, lower down. And setting up for the other side. So left leg goes out, right leg comes in. Looking for roughly 90 degrees. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding over that left leg. So finding length in the spine and then hinging deeper. Bending the knee as needed. Maybe that changes the stretch a bit. So just something to notice. Can we pull on the foot, on the ankle, on the calf with the hands? And can we kick into the hands with the feet to get that engagement, equal and opposite action? We have an immovable wall, meets an unstoppable wind kind of scenario. Maybe tucking the chin at the end. All right, then in gently walking yourself back up. Right hand roots down. On our inhale, we lift to stretch. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift, lift, maybe looking over your hand. And then exhale, lowering in. All right, setting up. Let's do one last little twist. Ardha Matsyendrasana. So taking that right leg, bending it, taking it to the outside of the left foot. Your left leg can stay straight or bring it in to your right hip. Right arm is a kickstand, left arm reaches up. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, we twist. Coming to the outside of the right knee. Maybe we're grabbing onto the mat or our right knee. Maybe that right hand, if we don't need it for support, is coming to your low spine or your hip crease. And maybe you can even go for a bind if you're feeling open enough, but go as far as it feels okay in your body. Don't ever push it. We're wringing out our spine like a rag. Can we look over our shoulder and twist, twist, twist? And release. Shake it out for a moment. We'll go into the other side. So left leg is straight, right leg bends to the outside of the left knee. And then that left leg can stay straight or come into your hip. Let's see, left hand is a kickstand, right arm reaches up. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twist, going to the outside of the right knee. So same option this side. Maybe we're staying here. Maybe we are grabbing on to our leg, the mat. Maybe that hand is coming to our low spine or our hip. And maybe we can go for a bind one day. And maybe we're doing something different side to side. Whatever you look like, can you pull that right shoulder back as we twist, 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 and release. All right, we have done it. We have made it. Let's use the last little bit of core work. Arms reaching out in front of us. Can we slowly lower down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we have done it. If there's anything that is still calling to you in your practice, you're welcome to take it. Otherwise, you can make your way to your final savasana. And I will leave you for a few moments in silence. All right, if Savasana is calling to you, of course you're welcome to stay. Otherwise, you can start to invite some gentle movements, maybe wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, keeping your eyes closed as long as you can to just limit that stimulation. Maybe adding some wrist circles, some ankle circles. Maybe starting to reach your hands over your head, doing a nice big good morning stretch. And then gently rolling over to your favorite side. And pausing for a moment to let your spine come back to neutral. And then starting to gently lift yourself up and making your way to a comfortable seat. So maybe your hands are resting on your knees, finding your support lifting through the chest. Maybe your hands are coming into heart center, rubbing them together for a moment to feel that heat, that friction, that pranic energy that we have been cultivating. And maybe pausing for a moment in stillness and in gratitude for all that you have shared today on the mat. We all benefit off of the mat. I truly believe that. So I thank you so much for taking the time today to care for yourself. When you care for yourself, you care for us all. So thank you so much. And until we meet on our mats again, I bow to you and say, Om Shanti, peace, peace within, peace around, and peace to those who need it most. Thank you so much for taking the time to practice with me today. And if you found this at all helpful, I would love it if you could like, subscribe. Let's help get this content out in front of the people who need it. And there's a lot of them. Otherwise, let me know how it goes, how you're feeling, what you need, what you don't need. Love to hear from all of you. And otherwise, just keep doing the good work, taking this mindfulness that we've been cultivating out into the poses of life. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.